Is this thing on? Pat Show is neither affiliated with the NFL nor the New England Patriots. It is what it is. Pat Show was also filmed before a live studio audience of people that have absolutely had it with the defense sucking themselves off for 3 hours every Sunday. Today's show is going to be a ton of fun to see. That is, unless you're like Eric Rowe, Stephon Gilmore, and the rest of the secondary with your head so far up your ass, you can't see anything. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we give you Pat Show. Hit it, you humps! 1, 2, 3, 28. Wow! Let's go! Pat Show! Let's go! Pat Show! Let's talk about Brady and Edelman! Talk about Gronk and the stuff he did! Talk about Leonard and the Bowling! And talk about Belichick and his team! Let's go! Pat Show! Let's go! Pat Show! Let's go! Pat Show! Let's go! Pat Show! Yeah! Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pat Show. Of course, we welcome you football fanimals, pigskin pals, Foxborough freaks, and gridiron geeks the world over. I'm Nick, your old pal, Fitzy Stevens, joined as always by the minister of Pat's propaganda, Mike Dussault, everybody! And you know what? Everyone out there, yeah, you know what? You suck. You know what? Yeah, you suck so much you went back to the title card. Honest to God. I mean, look, okay, fine. 5 Super Bowls, umpteen AFC championships in a row, a decade plus of dominance.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've got all the best first world football problems. I get it. But we're fans. So we're fanimalistic about our behavior. We still care about the team that much. I'm not going to get complacent in my love, adoration, and following of the Patriots to a point where I'm so high on the hog that I don't care, and this is okay. Because what I have seen over the past couple of weeks, oh, and trust me, I'm gonna choke you. I'm gonna choke you with stats. I'm gonna friggin' foie gras you. I am just gonna put that feeding hose right in your friggin' goose mouth and jam it full of all the worst stats you've ever heard. They're coming. But I'm Fitzy. This is what I overreact and act like an idiot, act a fool. That's what I do. This is the most level-headed and rational Pats fan that I could ever possibly find to do a show with. So I'm going to let him fly off the handle and let you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah.
Mike?
All right. Well, I think I got to preface this whole thing by saying that when I first got into the Patriots, what interested me most was how the defense was going to transition, you know, with Belichick having full control to rebuild the defense from scratch. So all the defensive stats, everything, that's what I've focused on for 10 years. And usually I'm a pretty level-headed guy, but this defense is playing terribly. They're playing terribly. I'm not going to say they suck because they can play better, but...
Well, okay, I'll say it. They suck.
They suck. They suck right now. They suck right now.
They suck. They suck
Sorry,
from France to
I leaned a little bit
Framingham.
too much
They
in.
suck from Hanover to Hanoi. They suck from Sudbury to Shanghai.
Yeah.
This defense is Suck von Suckworth.
Yeah.
They are suck.com. They are knock knock who's there. You suck. They are suck goose. That's what they said. That's what they play for 3 hours every Sunday.
But, you know, they can't run coverages. So it's like, how do you know how good this defense really is or bad? Because they can't run a simple coverage. Guys are wide open. So you can't come to me and be like, well, the pass rush. There's no pass rush that's going to get there when there's a wide open receiver who's just jogging down the field being like, I'm open, throw it to me.
Little did I realize that, you know, 26 years ago when Tom Petty wrote Into the Great Wide Open, he was talking about receivers going against the Patriots defense. It's not too soon, all right? All right? Hey, listen, years ago I was diagnosed with full moon fever, damn it, and I've lived my life to the better. R.I.P. I'm glad Tom Petty's dead so he doesn't have to see any more of this effing defense.
Yeah, well, the defense, they're still learning to fly. There you go. All right.
Wow.
But I won't back down.
You can stand me up at the gates of hell. I won't back down. I won't back down.
God bless Tom Petty. But
I'd rather live like a refugee than watch this defense.
We can do this all day. He's got a great catalog that's extensive and easily. I celebrate.
And speaking of Office Space, I'd like to walk up to a couple people on the Patriots defense and be like, what exactly would you say you do here?
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, they scored on 6 of their 9 possessions. And so yeah, Brady scored 30 points, but he probably should have scored 40 because you should have had a few more possessions.
Yes, you're right. Okay, and yes, he underthrew Dwayne Allen on that long pass down the sidelines. And by the way, this defense has as many solutions for covering running backs, tight end receivers named Funchess and everything as Allen has on the season. Catches, 0. Dwayne Allen has 0 catches so far on the season.
Yeah, he's
it's mortifying. If Brady is going to put up 32 points a game, because they're averaging, I think, 31 and a half or 32 points a game, whatever.
Exactly.
And that's not good enough. If your offense is on schedule to put up over 500 points, and you're going to come out 8-8, 9-7, this is ridiculous. All right, fine, we'll do it right now. So the Patriots, last year they gave up in 8 home games 124 points. They have given up 108 points already in 3 home games. They've given up over 1,800 yards of total offense.
It's a lot.
They're 1-2 at home.
Mm-hmm. How many have you been there for?
By the way, this just in. I went to the last preseason game, and I've been to 2 of those 3 home games. They have lost all 3. Self-imposed ban. Not going back to the stadium. That's it. I'm done. You know what? You'll just have to get your 10.25 for the friggin' 20-ounce Bud Lights from some other sucker, because I'm going to stay at home and commiserate with myself. Party of one.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's a double. They're giving up twice the points per game they gave up last year, which, whenever Belichick, what's the most important thing with the defense? Oh, points.
Right.
They're giving, and usually you can be like, well, yards. I mean, people love to talk about yards, but I feel like yards is, it can be, especially when you're in a big lead and that kind of thing. But the stats don't lie right now. They are terrible in every category, and they better fix it quick, because it's mind-blowing how this is happening, how you can blow coverages like that, and you can see it before every snap. You can see the guys looking at each other being like, you got it, and then all of a sudden, they don't got it. They don't got it.
No, they have no idea.
Yeah.
I could run a bunch of 10-year-olds out there, and at least they'd know, like, oh, I'm supposed to, like, run next to the person and try to stop him from catching the football.
Yeah.
There are just broad, wide-open pastures, fields of room for people to run around. Devin Funchess, I believe, had 2 touchdowns in his brief NFL career leading into Sunday. He had 3 touchdowns in 3 quarters. He was averaging a touchdown a quarter.
Yeah.
There's just nobody on him.
Yeah.
Fozzie Whitaker. Who the F is Fozzie Whitaker? He had a
Yeah.
touchdown where he had a freight train. He had like a whole street that he could run down.
We'll look at that one in the Electro Breakdown Zone later.
We'll break that one down in a
It's simple, guys. The Patriots score 30 points. The opposing team scores less than 30 points.
All right, that's our show. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. There you go. We just wrapped it up right. That's how it should be. If Tom Brady is playing the best football of his career, okay, right now, here you go on the offensive side of the ball. Tom Brady is on par to throw for 5,600 yards, might break the single-season yardage record, 40 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and again, an 8-8 record. The offensive line, they're also not doing their job. He's been hit 19 times. He's scheduled to be sacked 52 times, which would be a record, I believe, for the Brady, Scarnecchia, Belichick era. So there are disconnects on all sides. And if the offensive line is going to get off to a shaky start with Cannon a little dinged up, Solder missed most of the preseason, so this basically is like week 1 for him now.
Yeah,
we always knew Andrew was a little undersized. They've played some challenging defensive lines. I can allow for all that. That's going to come.
I agree.
That's going to come with time.
I think the offense is going to be fine. I mean, there's definitely issues. There's always issues, especially in September with the offensive line. There is something to be said for more of a downfield passing game where you need a little bit more time, and Brady's taking a lot of hits, which is a little bit worrisome. I'd like to see them continue to develop the short passing game, but I think we're basically just going to roast the defense today, because the offense is probably going to be fine. It's just that the defense can learn how to sort out a bunch formation and figure out who goes where.
Right.
Then we'll actually be able to say, well, how good is this defense actually? Because right now, they're getting picked apart. It was so maddening. I mean, especially after the first half, they come out in the second. I'm getting hot right now. If you guys can feel it, I'm getting hot. But they came out at the end of the second half. Somebody was like, they should just bench everyone. I'm like, it looked like that's what they did in the start of the second half, where you would think there'd be some kind of like speech of like, guys, we have to play better than this. And they came out and it was just like, pop, 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 pop. touchdown. You know,
Right.
that was crazy. So they're just, you know,
17-16.
they're reeling.
Right?
Yeah, and you know, and so it's like, oh, that's a game, and let's just turn around, have a good second half, and you'll be fine. But you know, they just, and everybody just looked like they lacked energy, and it seemed like it snowballed, and it was just flat. And I'm like,
how can you play with
Calvin,
passion? How can you play with? I mean,
Right,
You, can,
you could
I
see
don't
it
know. I
affecting
didn't
them.
play enough. I've just watched enough and drank enough to match the watching. How can you play with the passion and the focus and get the plays done when you just don't know where you're going? Like
Right.
whenever there's a moment like. I can't even be a safe driver when I don't know where I'm going. How can you do anything?
Yeah.
How can
You're
how can you
overthinking
shop
it, yeah.
efficiently when you don't know what aisle you're going to be in the grocery store? So how the hell are you going to stop complicated bunch pattern, unique 2017 offenses when you can't figure out where you're going or which guy you're supposed to cover? To me, it's as simple as this. With Brady playing as well as he is and an Edelman-less offense scoring still over 30 points a game, the defense needs to be more, how do we play more like Tom Brady and less, how will Tom Brady save us? Because it was 30-16 with 8 minutes left on Sunday, and we all said to ourselves out loud in our bars, the hospitality suites, we ran rampantly like a gin-fueled football-loving Fitzgerald, and we're not going to get invited back to, but that's fine. I wouldn't either because I'm the jinx. I'm the effing doll around I'm the tiki doll around Greg Brady's neck in that Hawaii episode. You know, at this point, it's 30-16. We're all telling ourselves, like, Brady's going to do it. They're going to find a way to come back. And within 5 minutes, 2 laser-like, precise, all-star, classic Tom Brady touchdown drives. 3 minutes left, 30-30. Worst documentary. Wait, what if worst 30 for 30 ever. What if I told you that the New England Patriots would find a way to shit the bed again and let down their fans and piss away another great Tom Brady performance?
Yeah, that's like the. It's like
Just get the ball back. Just get the ball back, and Tom Brady's going to win. Everyone knew he was going to win the game.
Yeah, and those calls on Gilmore. I mean, like, Gilmore had the worst game ever, and everybody was killing him. But those calls were just so terrible. You know, it's like, oh, I mean, I almost felt bad for him if I didn't hate him at the moment. But, you know, it's like his fingers brushed his face mask, and you're like, and they're calling, you know, especially if they're going to get off the field. It was like, Dietrich Weiss gets that third down sack. Oh, man, here we go. Rookie's coming through. Defense coming through in clutch. They'll figure it out. And like, no, flag on the play. Onward they go. Touchdown. You know, field goal, game over.
Yeah, my buddy Greg Murphy tweeted late during the game, let me repeat, the worst officiated game in NFL history. Okay, there might be a few others out there that you could say were worse officiated games, but
it was efficiently awful. It was like, we're going to pick our spot.
Jerome Boger, like the word Stephon Gilmore, Jerome Boger, don't come around my house saying those things. Those are swear words, man. I'd rather you come in and just go and just be like, Bernard Pollard in my house before you say Boger and Gilmore at this point. It was terrible. Dude, if the defense plays like this, it makes me think back to other defenses as well. And now I'm thinking, you know what? Yeah. Not only is it like is the scale tilting a little bit in like the Brady Belichick thing, who's more important? I'm thinking like it's Brady. Like, you know what? They should have 8 Super Bowls in the Tom Brady era. Not 5. I mean, how gluttonous, how greedy. He's so good. Yeah. He's so good. He brought them back to where they needed to be. Just get him the ball back. Just don't do what you did, which is give up 50 yards and put Carolina in position with an excellent field goal kicker like Gano to win the game. Yeah. And don't go into the locker room with timeouts in your pockets. Why did the spirit of Andy Reid float freely from his body and possess the body of Bill Belichick in the final minute of the game Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that's hard, too, with the Patriots defense is, like, they don't overwhelm anybody with talent. I think everybody knows that by this point. You know, there's not those guys anymore.
Those days are gone.
Those days are gone, but they can win when everybody's on the same page. You know, when everybody's playing together and playing the defense the way, it's very hard to move the ball. And they might give up some yards, but either they're going to force a turnover or they're going to force you to have to kick a field goal or punt it. So when you can't do that, when you can't play the fundamental coverages and there's holes, it's going to look just as bad as it does because you don't have the talent, especially on the front end, to make up for that.
Right. All right, well, that's everything we said here. I wanted to share a quick little piece with you on Sunday as we get into our best of New England Patriots tweetia, the tweets and media that drove the social networks on Sunday and the days thereafter. I went to the game on Sunday. Thank you very much to the good people at Zudi for inviting me into your suite. That'll be the last time I'll ever be. Thank you very much, Zudi. No code apps. Love you guys. Presenting sponsor of the Patriots. You know, you see their name behind Brady all the time when he looks so damn handsome. And I'm so tired of dour Tom Brady looking so GQB hot and all those things and just be like, we got to play better, we got to do better. We didn't get the calls that they got. But I ran into some guys in the parking lot afterwards, and yeah, I was liquid courageified, and I ran into a bunch of nice folks who were like, "Hey, Fitzy, come on over and join our tailgate." And well, one thing led to another. I pulled out the phone, and we made this very raw, honest post-game lack of Winstagram. And yes, NSFW, if you have it cranked up right now, or the kids are around, this is actually how. This is what I was saying, and I know you were feeling it following the game as well. So here we go.
Shame, shame, shame on the Patriots for giving up 502 yards and 33 points against the Carolina Panthers after they got 13 points the week before at home against the Saints. You are wasting Tom Brady's prime. You have shamed his house. You have shamed this guy. This guy actually benched Cam Newton in his fantasy league just because he didn't want the points. How upset are you, this guy?
They fucking suck balls. These guys, they gave up. They didn't even fucking burn a timeout. They go to the locker room, end of the game, 0 burn timeouts.
Exactly. Hey, Bill Belichick, what have you done aside from win 5 Super Bowls? You went to the locker room with timeouts in your pocket. You son of a bitch. We are in a parking lot of emotions. Damn it, you guys. Fuck you!
Wow.
All right. Mama, don't let your boys grow up to be Pats fans who drain the open bar of all of its gin. Oh, boy. My mom's the lucky one. She can't see that. Oh, boy. But it was real. It was honest, too.
Yeah.
I still don't know that guy's name. But I love that guy. I love that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I love him because now
I blame the
he's this guy.
defense. I blame the defense for that. You know,
Right.
you're entitled to language like that when
You're a lot. We're fans. We're not. I mean, we're not half interested. We're full blown Foxborough fanimals, and that's how we feel. And
It's supposed to be fun.
it is.
Wasn't fun.
That was the very definition of unfun. All right, so a couple other tweets and everything else that we ran by that'll give you some proper statistical
So true.
framing of how things have gone. Michael Hurley, a great follow, one of the funniest guys out there. He mixes truth with humor better than most other folks I know on the socials. Just wait until Belichick acquires the 5th linebacker on the Colts or something and turns the whole defense around. Mike, you put it out there. I retweeted it and got 1,000 suggestions on @FitzyGFY following the game Sunday. What's the move?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's the Akeem Ayers. Sometimes it's picking up Talib off Tampa a couple years ago. And that sparks the defense.
Yeah.
Is somebody going to come in all of a sudden, put the green dot on their helmet and tell everyone where they need to go?
I don't think
who
so.
they need to cover and how they need to cover them?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's and when it's this bad, it's hard to know because they might very well need somebody in the front 7. I mean, I don't know for sure how good this front 7 is or isn't.
Right.
They got a lot of new guys, but it's impossible to tell when you can't play, a simple coverage and you're busting coverages, every other play. Guys are wide open. I mean, how do you evaluate things when you got Gilmore and Rowe looking at each other like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, like, I got him, you got him, I got him. And they're just both taking the same guy. I mean, and it wasn't even like, they weren't even making the mistake that turned out to be correct. It wasn't even like they were screwing up and it just happened to work out. It was like every time they were like went with it, it was wrong.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. I mean, but it's true though. I mean, look, roster building.
We're hoping for this move to happen.
Roster building is always a season-long thing with the Patriots. I mean, every year there are guys that come in, and we got Van Nooy on the team now, who love him or hate him, but they always bring in somebody during the year. So I assume there's going to be a move, but what are you going to do? Stephon Gilmore, you're paying him all this money, and he can't understand how to talk to Eric Rowe and be pre-staffed.
The best part, the best part is you get rid of Justin Coleman. I mean, couldn't use that kid. He hadn't had a couple of years in the system, and you pissed off Malcolm Butler in the process too. So nice all around, awesome. Everything is awesome. Next one. McCourty and Harmon were not lying. Jeff Howe, always solid takes after the game. The defensive assignments were pretty simple. Lots of failed execution post-snap.
Yeah.
You said you watched a bunch of all 22 stuff Monday night, and Brian Baldinger, who's also a great film review guy, said, film don't lie.
Yeah.
Everything was just broken.
He was at a loss. I mean, he was at a loss. I mean, Brian Baldinger, check out his little Twitter rant that he went on last night. But, plenty of film where he's just like, what's going on here? Alan Branch getting blown out of the hole. Looks like he doesn't really want to play anymore. And the same thing, and one of his comments was, this could happen. This wouldn't be acceptable at a Friday practice, much less in the game. What these guys are doing, So.
And like I said in Gin for the Win there, on my Ginstagram video. Carolina lost at home the week before, 34-13 to the Saints, who we had previously beaten 36-20. So therefore, by the transitive property of the Patriots playing an NFC South team, we all were right in thinking, or at least we thought we were, that the Patriots were going to win that game handily. Because if we handled the Saints and the Saints handled the Panthers,
yeah.
what
Well,
the frig?
I mean, you could frame it this way, though. What if you said, like, all right, the Patriots, they lost to an undefeated team who hasn't lost yet, playing great football in the Chiefs. They beat Drew Brees, who, fantastic quarterback,
Looked pretty good
at
Saints.
home. The best rookie quarterback probably in the league this year, who put up 50-plus points this week.
Yeah.
And then they lost to the MVP from 2 years ago. So,
Oh, I'm so glad
Maybe
we're
it's not
able
that
to kickstart.
it's not that bad.
Hoodie
They're
footy.
just good teams.
Oh, do you get 15% off at the pro shop for that?
I'm lying.
Hey, if you're looking for 15% off something, might I also remind you that Pat Show is brought to you by Rockin' and Roastin' Coffee. Visit rockinandroastin.com and use promo code Pat Show for free shipping and 15% off your next order. Because one thing you're going to want to do is be fully caffeinated to watch this shit show play out in real time.
You get the shakes.
More like cockin' and roasting. Yeah. That's the Patriots, the coffee of the Patriots defense. Next one, Mark Daniels pointed out, also another great follow from the Providence Journal. Statistically, through 4 games, the Patriots defense is one of the worst in NFL history. How about this, Mike? Only 6 other defenses have given up more points in yards
Yeah, but
through
points.
4 games ever.
Yeah, I
And
know.
he's right, and like I said earlier, the O-line has just been brutal.
I wrote about how does this, we grew up in the 80s, 90s. We saw 1-win, 2-win teams, and this Patriots team's given up more points than those
teams.
terrible teams.
And we always get called. Not you, because you're more level-headed, and I'm a hairy hot take at times. But like so many times, you get told, like, if you complain about the defense or try to write something on social media or put it in a video, like, oh, you're the worst, you Pats fans, you don't understand. Belichick's defense, they're designed to bend but don't break. But like, there's not even bend. It's just break. Like
exactly. Big plays. It's big plays, and that's everything. That's
Right.
everything. If you're giving up big plays, you are a terrible defense.
Hold them to the
4 or
red.
5. They're giving 7 to Breeze and 5 the other games. 20-plus passes.
What is it always like? We hold them and just contain them in the red area, and like
Yeah,
we'll get field goals to Brady's touch, allow them.
It's
field
maddening,
touchdowns.
but it
they're
works.
not even getting in the red area. They're scoring from 43 yards out, 75 yards out.
That's true.
And lastly, Brady continues to bring up Jerome Boger's crew from previous games. That crew has called more penalties on us than the other team.
Brady really bringing the flamethrower out on that one, huh?
Yeah, but he mentioned it when he did his Monday morning WEEI interview, and then he mentioned it again when he was on.
They were key times
Jim
too,
Gray.
which is just like.
All right, I'll give Gilmore this: a bag of dicks. That's what I'd like to give. But also, that last one was ticky-tack.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like, it's
Brushed
a finger. Come on,
Yeah.
contact gets made.
And then the Chung one, where it's a running play, and Chung just like defeats the block, and they call him for holding on a running.
Right.
I've never seen a
And
defensive
you're
holding
like,
called on a running play.
they're coached up that way. The secondary's supposed to play tough. The OPIs too, especially the grunt. I can't.
Brady said it looked like they were
There's
waiting
just not
for
even
it.
enough time. Hi, we have some questions here, and don't forget, at any point during the show, you can always get in touch with us. Go during the live stream to our Facebook page, facebook.com/PatShow6, and ask questions, and you can hit us up in advance at FitzyJFY, at Pat's Propaganda. Right, Ian?
Right. April's comment.
April Young. I thought it's because Mackey Mack, but it's you, Fitzy. No more going to watch at Gillette. Oh my God. So Wahlberg, you know what? I should have Wahlberg.
Did
They
you
would've
wire?
won. If I just left halfway through the game and blamed it on a sick kid, then they would have been able to complete the comeback.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
now I'm the human jinx.
Can we talk about that for 1 second? Just like, what would you do if your kid, like we're parents, like what would you do if your kid got sick in the Super Bowl? Like, would you? I would probably kill my kid. Like, would you walk up? Or would you just be like, suck it up? I spit, sick kid in the Super Bowl? I'd be like, no. Would just go lie on the couch. I mean, they're probably in a suite. They've got water in there. Like, there's
Right.
doctors probably
Enough
too.
electrolyte.
Like, when?
They have Pedialyte at Gillette. You can get it.
That Marky Mark.
All right, we've
bugs
blown
me.
the first 25 minutes of the show pissing and moaning about the defense. We have 30 minutes of show we got to cram into the next 5 minutes. So
we popped this one in too. I mean, this is just the ultimate trolling by Prisco, but these guys.
There's not, but this is kind of. We'll get into this quickly when we do hot takedown as well. But like, all right, Chandler Jones. I don't even want to hear about it because it's not Jonathan Cooper. They were able to parlay that pick into Joe Tooney and Malcolm Mitchell. So I'm fine with that. Jamie Collins, Freddie Freelance, maybe not. Akeem Hicks, I never thought they should have let go to Chicago. Belichick tried at the last minute to convince him, and he was wrong
Coney
because he got
Ivey,
paid, but he's not a good fit there. The
Coney
Coney
Ivey
Ely thing,
one.
I still don't understand.
Yeah. He looked terrible.
They were so high on
We
him.
talked about it on Pat Show. We were running during
Right.
it, and we were like, he just looked, he looked like he had lost his
But now
desire.
he's a four, but why is he a four? What is
I
that
don't know.
system that he
I
can
know.
be
Just go get the
disruptive
quarterback.
again?
Just go get the quarterback. You don't really have to worry about anything else. Just go get the quarterback. It might be what they have to do with Gilmore, which is like, just cover that guy. That's all you do. Don't do anything else. Don't worry about trading guys off. Just cover him, follow him, cover him. That might be a legitimate thing to
And
think
we'll
about.
get into that when we quickly preview Patriots Buccaneers.
Yeah.
The mantra, folks, remember, like it is here on the shirt, which you can buy at Town News Store. Remember, keep calm and Brady on.
Yeah, we're trying.
And that's, listen, normally we would say like it is what it is with Bill, or trust in Bill, and Bill we trust. Ride or die hoodie. I'm a ride or die hoodie guy, but right now we all your faith and stock is in Brady until Belichick gets it right.
Well,
let's quickly
all
take a look in the electro
Just quick, real
breakdown
quick,
zone.
we're going to do an electro breakdown zone here of the. Oh, I love it! I love it! I love it! We've got sound effects here and everything. Each week it's something new. So we're going to just take a quick look here at the touchdown to Fozzie Whitaker, which
Which infuriating touchdown?
this was
should
the
we
one
look
where Fozzie Whitaker and like half the Panthers team just ran straight up the left sideline.
A full convoy.
untouched. A full convoy, if you will. But, I think it's just kind of an interesting thing because, this guy, Christian McCaffrey, and that's who we talked about. It's a big key. I mean, that's the number one targeted guy, the whole deal. And so when Christian McCaffrey decides to run across the formation here pre-snap, I can't push it with the thing.
fine.
All right, you finger it. There you go. Yeah, just go ahead. Finger Christian McCaffrey across the
So he runs across the
Yeah,
formation.
and so this at this moment here, it was like a great moment where you could see exactly everything that was going on with the Patriots defense, which was a bunch of guys in the secondary looking at each other, being like, "I got what? Hands to helmets." There's things going on. I don't know exactly.
And this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and they
And
all
so
put their eyes this
everybody
way.
here is just watching him. And see, what happens is, I'm going to do this a little messy, but
Okay.
they just all kind of go over here and they're like, he's going that way, we got to stop him. And so then at the snap, what happens is, as you can see here on our high-tech thing, our high-tech Tudor games.
Years at broadcast. High-tech thing!
I love that sound effect. They just go, and it's a little screen pass, and right here we have our friend Fozzie waka right into the end zone, and it's just the Patriots are all on the other side of the field, and it's a disaster.
What if hey, Kermit, I'm going to be wide up, Kermit.
I mean, the funny thing too is you got this
Fozzie
guy,
Whitaker,
you got
on
the
no
tight end.
radars whatsoever.
You got the tight end on this side. I mean,
Right.
Cam Newton could have thrown it to him for a touchdown because he was wide open down there too. So it was just an absolute disaster, and it just makes me want to blast this thing.
Right, he was
You
that
know,
open too.
yeah, there you go.
Honestly.
There you go.
Yeah, all the Patriots ended up over here.
Gilmore.
Who you got? I got this guy.
Ah, chaos. Yeah. Kill it. The electro breakdown
Honest to
zone.
God. There's a guy
broke it
next to
down.
Cam Newton. It's the Funches coming out party. You bring Cam Newton back from the dead. Fozzie Whitaker scores a touchdown. They over-pursue on McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Kelvin Benjamin, whose knee was twisted like a Bavarian pretzel the week before, he's open for catches.
Yeah.
And this is a game, they didn't have Greg Olsen out there. You don't have the number one weapon outside of Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And they were able to get 33 points, and they may have even left a couple points on the board too.
2015 MVP Cam Newton, I think was.
I'm not. You can frame it that way all you want. I'm not going to get into it. No.
I kid.
And I don't know what it's going to take for them to avoid plays like that, where you've got four people in an overloaded secondary when they're playing a dime defense, staring at one option and leaving multiple other options. The lack of communication. I don't know if the green dot's got to come off Van Noy and go to Hightower. I don't know who needs to
Landon
take
Roberts
charge.
got hurt.
Right.
Ankle injury, was out of practice. So
Right.
no bueno. But, Tampa Bay Thursday night, extended break. So let's see if they can pull it together on the short week. And, and then there might be changes coming. Who knows?
It's going to be a tough one. We were going to do a hot takedown about the fact that everyone in the world is pointing out. We alluded to it briefly earlier with Pete Prisco's tweet about, Chandler Jones, Coney Ely, Akeem Hicks, and everyone say hi. Our pal Jerry Thornton, the great Jerry Thornton from the Laces Out podcast and Barstool Sports, tweeted out Sunday night. I believe we might have this here from our little hot takedown. Hot takedown.
Hot takedown.
Right. You were all thinking the same thing Sunday night. I mentioned Coleman earlier. He had a pick 6 for Seattle. A trade. It still scratches my head. I still scratch my head a little bit. It was a little bit of a head scratcher.
Dude, we got Stephon Gilmore. He's so good.
Jabal Sheard actually had a really good. Jabal Sheard looked better Sunday night for the Colts than he had maybe in his uniform ever for the Pats. Chris Long has been playing well. Everywhere I look, someone is doing well who could be helping this Patriots D. And you know, people subtweeted Jerry like, "Oh, hey, Bob Lobel take. How come we can't get guys like that?" But you know, okay, fine, but it's still a fun line to use. You know, why can't we get guys like that? Yeah. Tell me what he said there is wrong.
Well, I think
Nothing.
None of those guys would really help if you're blowing coverages and there's wide open receivers. It's like, you know, I mean, Chris Long, Jabal Sheard, they're not getting to the quarterback in 0.5 seconds, you know, that it's going to take. So, you know, maybe, you could, maybe Coleman, if you had him at this point, maybe throw him in, maybe throw Cyrus Jones if you had him at this point. You know,
oh, my God.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, my God.
Pour one out for
oh, my God. You just said I've missed Cyrus Jones.
We miss Cyrus Jones. I'm sorry. You know, I mean, that's the issue. I don't know. I mean, you very well.
It's so bad we're pining for Cyrus.
Well, yeah, a moment of silence.
You're not wrong.
I know. Well, that's what it comes down to. You know? Until they start playing the coverages, you don't know. You don't know. Maybe they very well could need Sheard and be like, wow, the pass rush sucks now that guys are actually covering on the back end. But I don't know. We'll see. But Tampa Bay.
Yep, and great. Hey,
no West.
And what a perfect week to have a Thursday night game against an offense capable of putting up 40 with giant receivers and bunch formations that the Patriots will have absolutely no way of defending whatsoever. Yeah. All right, we're getting ready for the Thursday night football. Do we have any questions real quick? Yeah. Okay. More of a comment. Oh, more of a cut's fine. Listen, by all means, what, I should stay seated for the rest of the show? Our pal Tim Borden, who does a, yes, he does. Yes, Tim Borden is my friend. Tim Borden makes our great graphics.
Yeah,
and does
thank
all
you,
the pictures
Tim.
For us. Tim, thank you so much, buddy. Fitzy, you better be careful with all this finger pointing about you going home games. They might forget about Goodell and sacrifice you. Listen, I'll tell you right now, Tim, I'm not going to disagree with you. And be safe, buddy. Yeah, you too, pal. You know what? Fine. If at this point, sacrificing me meant you could enjoy this. They would play better?
No, I will say that if you ever want a great experience, go with this guy to a Patriots game. It's like going with the Pope to the Vatican. People are just coming up to him. You've got old ladies who are like crossing stuff off their bucket list. They love them some Fitzy, so we need him. We need him.
And tell you, like other people might go to games and like it's high fives, give autographs, selfies, whatever. I might lead the country in selfies taken with 63-year-old women. What the hell? I don't get it what it is, but the Target demo, man, I'll tell you what, if I was just swinging free and I wasn't as romantically entangled as I was, I could just move to a Florida retirement community and just have at it. That retirement community would be the Patriots defense and I would be a visiting team. I would just have my way. Love you, ladies. All right. Speaking of feasting in Florida, Patriots Buccaneers. Like how I did that there?
That's
in our last minute of the
you're
show. Oh, God, I hate myself. I do. I just want to take a shoe off and throw it at myself in protest. All right. This is the last thing they need. They need a full week. They need, this is where they need 10 days to be able to pull it together, realign the defense, make that trade. Instead, no time to think. The game plan is already on the install. Guys are trying to stay on the club, but they're already in the tub. Yesterday, I heard Gilmore was not at practice because he's got a dinged-up groin.
Yeah.
I think it's not the only dick that hurts, but mine does for all the metaphorical punches I took Sunday. Mike, are they going to be able to? They're not going to shut this offense down.
No.
Because Doug Martin comes back from suspension. Mike Evans is a threat. They got two good tight ends in Brait and O.J. Howard.
Yeah.
And last I checked, Deshaun Jackson got speed that kills.
He run fast.
He run very fast.
Yeah, I'm going to go the other way and just be like, I think it's good that they're going to just get right back at it. You know, everybody's killing them. We just killed them for the last half hour. They can do this. I mean, this isn't complicated. I mean, they're basic coverages, so I think it's a good week not to overthink things and to get right back out there because they're just as embarrassed as they should be.
Sure.
Look, but it's a good team and it's a good team at home and it's a short week and they're going to be a little banged up and they're going to have to push through. So, we'll get a good sense of what this Patriots team is and what they got.
Well, we know one thing that they got is a super high-powered offense, and Tampa Bay's defense is okay-ish at times, and two of their best players Brent Grimes and the great Gerald McCoy on the defensive line are dinged up. So if we need, and I can't believe we're saying this from a guy who's been hit almost 20 times on the season, is on pace to get sacked more than ever before, but he says he's right as rain and fresh as lettuce. So keep on keeping on, Guerrero and TB12 method, because we're going to need, I'd say, probably 37 points out of the Patriots on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And if there's a team and a time, this is the time for it. I'm going to call, I got Patriots 37, Buccaneers 34. I got 37-34. I got a tight one. They're going to score. I mean, they're averaging in the high 20s as it is.
Yeah.
And
I continue to believe that all of a sudden the Patriots defense is going to come to life. So I'm going to say, again, I always feel like I always pick the same scores, but I'm going to say 34-13, Patriots defense all of a sudden just stops blowing coverages.
34-13. Dude, you're Wile E. Coyote. You keep thinking that this episode doesn't end with you falling off a cliff and an anvil landing on your head?
It's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen.
All right, listen.
They're going to be like, wow, all of a sudden you play the way it's...
First quarter score, exactly. His mouth.
Power of positive
God's
thinking.
ears. I'd like to thank everybody here at Media Boss for helping once again put together an all-star, superstar, spectacular episode of Pat Show. Of course, the Pat Show theme song is by Tester. You can check them out at Tester13 on the Facebook. Tony and Chucky, you rule for the Fitzy Puppet. Mike D, the Minister of Pat's Propaganda. Aaron, Paul, Ian, everyone there. All you good Foxborough fanimals out there in Patriots Nation. Thanks for watching Pat Show. Big game against the Buccaneers Thursday night. We'll talk to you guys next week, and let's go Pats. Oh, moment of zen, too. Yeah, you know, here's your moment of zen. Hey, right here. This week's episode is also brought to you by War Dogs.
Yeah.
Do you need a dog to come into the field of war to pet to make you feel better about things? Just visit wardogs.pats today.
Yeah. This is the one good moment, the one feel-good moment from this whole game. If we had to take it out of it, it was this one moment here.
Right.
Danny Amendola scores a touchdown, and what does he find? Oh, Jules.
Yeah. Play with that kind of pride. Hey, defense, look at the offense. Look at the pride they play with. Look at the clutch. Look at the awesome ability they have. Just 50% of the way the offense plays on the defense, and we're talking different season, different game. Okay, that was great. All right, now everything I said before. All right, good night. Cyrus, bye.
Rant over.